let's get into a little snapshot of Raider v Broncos. Sunday afternoon, the conditions are going to look really nice. We've got Raiders or we've got Broncos fans in here, maybe a bit of both. But either way, Alana, this is live and free on 9 from 3:30. A belter of a match. The big news, Josh Papali'i. Now, he was one of the 10 players rested for the Raiders over the weekend when they lost to the Dolphins. Hurt his ankle. He's in a moon boot. With a game that you know you've got up your sleeve in finals footy, do you rest him for this one or do you risk him?
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of momentum that they want. They can afford to rest him, but also he is a crucial part of that pack. And look who he's coming up against. So we also don't necessarily know the entire extent of that ankle injury. Yep. Just because he's in a moon boot doesn't mean that it's worst case scenario. I mean, I think this is the game of the round. I love that it's on Sunday in Canberra. They well and truly deserve this. They came in, they've been the most consistent team the entire season, and they certainly should have been able to reap these rewards. But then also the Broncos are firing at the right end of the season. So I reckon this is the trickiest game to pick on which way it's going to go, but it's going to be an absolute belter.
I think if he plays, I'm not going to call it a miracle, but I heard today, I was told today, they actually thought he broke his ankle at training. Right. So that sounds pretty serious to me. Hopefully for Big Pupper he gets back and he's got a whole week, he's got a whole 7 days. The thing about ankle injuries too, Smith, is sometimes you roll them and they hurt like buggery and they swell up straight away. And all of a sudden, 24 hours later, they sort of come good pretty quickly. So hopefully for Big Pupper he's okay.
Well, if they rest him, then they win. It's a 3-week break between now and then. So that's probably looking the more likely scenario at the moment. The big question for the Raiders, how do you stop Reece Lightning the way he's playing at the moment, Cameron?
Well, I was at that game. I was at the Storm Broncos game on the weekend. Just incredible. That was one of the best individual performances of this season. And we've seen some pretty good ones. And backing it up off the, what do we call it, the toilet gate? He backed it up, didn't he? So there was a little bit of a chatter around those posts that he put up leading into this game. It was a big occasion, sold out Suncorp Stadium. And he just put in a 10 out of 10 performance. He was unstoppable. Like, the Storm had no answer to his attack. The best thing about his game on the weekend, which we haven't seen a lot of this season, probably shades of going back maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago. He's having a little sip of his water. He was measured, he was controlled, and everything he touched turned to gold the other night.
You know what the Broncos were aggressive. I said on this show last week, I've never seen a team that doesn't reflect their coach so much. Well, isn't a week in rugby league a long time, because they were aggressive, their defence was outstanding, and if they can play like that, they are a premiership threat.
I've been drinking out of the toilet all week. Whatever it did for him, keep doing it.
There's Gus's inspiration there too, you see. Now, did I hear right that he turned down a $75,000 ambassador role for a plumbing company? Right, that's it. This is too good. But I have been reminded today that a few people on our panel...
I was going to say, do you think anyone on this panel would say yes to $75,000 to that?
Well, I know who wouldn't say no.
I mean, I'm looking at one person in particular.
Smithy with his chips. Loves a sellout.
Stitch up.
Crikey.
Stitch up.
But that's a match made in heaven, though. That makes sense.
Yeah, Smith's through.
Yeah!
What is that? What is that?
It's a rebel sport, and we move on. There we go. There's Gal getting his billions. Oh, geez, we love an earn on this commentary team, don't we?
We all love an earn.
Who else have we got? No, we done there? Yeah, great, good. All right, that'll do. Oh.
You blokes get paid for that.
Yeah. I got paid to do laps around an oval. It was great.
So what was yours for?
It was rebel sport.
The athlete on the panel.
Let me tell you, let me tell you who loves...
I got free shoes.
On this panel, who loves an earn more than anyone. Alana Ferguson. She won by far, and you know it.
Can sell something on the socials. Gus doesn't need to do that because he's got his own salary cap at the Dogs. But what about our mate Joey too? He goes viral for a lot of Father's Day videos and everything. I've been told we've got a little snippet here.
Everyone out there, just letting you know, Uncle Joey's ready to send some messages for your dads on Father's Day. Best gift you can get your Father's Day. Get on board. Trust me.
Oh, Joe. I love it.
Was that Was that Father's Day just gone?
Yeah.
Was that when he woke up?
Yeah.
He may have never actually gone to sleep.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
very much
shocker.
like the 3 a.m. phone call.
Yeah, you've plenty of them. More on Bronco v Raider a little later on. Let's get on to Storm Bulldog, because the big talking point leading into this one. Well, all the talk is obviously about what a cracking match this is, and the Doggies doing great things. Cameron, the hardest ask for your side, look, they're at home, that's great. But you mentioned before, no Jerome Hughes. On top of that, Ryan Pappenhausen copying that late knock.
Yep.
He's out with a concussion stand down. Yep. And Nelson, who we'll speak a bit more about later on, suspended for 3 matches.
Yeah, still a little bit of doubt around Tuika Mika as well. He suffered that arm injury against the Broncos, didn't return onto the field, so...
They're there for the taking.
Well, they are. They really are. And if this Bulldog side, if they can find some form that they had in the first half of the season, it's going to be a great match. They only played each other, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? And the difference was, 4 points, 6 points, something like that. So Dogs had they come home with a wet sail. This is a danger game for Melbourne, a real danger game for Melbourne. But I said this last week and it come back to bite me, but I just can't see them turning in another poor performance. 2 in a row. They've conceded 70 points in the last 2 games. That is just unheard of for Melbourne. And I can't remember. I was rattling my brain today, thinking, and Yale, you might know a bit more, but thinking over the last sort of decade or 12 years, I can't remember the Storm coming into a final series in such poor form.
Yeah.
At the moment, they're sort of going down. I know Harry Grant hasn't been there for a couple of weeks. Huge in.
How many points is Harry Grant worth coming back in? Like, you speak about all those players that can't play. Surely he's at least the 12-point.
Yeah, well...
Like, his influence over the game's huge.
Yeah, I know, but you're taking Hughes out as well, so it's sort of... Well, there's a couple out and Harry back in.
Will Howarth play?
There's a chance. There is a chance.
Stefano didn't play on the weekend either, did he?
No, he was rested.
Yeah, he'll be back too. So, I mean, look, they've had a number of players out, and I agree they haven't been in great form.
No.
But I just think the Melbourne Storm rarely, ever lose 3 games straight.
Yeah, that's right.
And they love big games.
All right, more on that match a little later on, including Scuttle with Denny on some big signings and re-signings for the Doggies today. But Gus, want to get your thoughts. Warrior v Panther, the early match on Saturday. This one in Auckland. Everyone's riding off the Warriors, the Panthers. They've tilt for that 5-peat. It's officially on the line this Saturday.
Oh, it absolutely is. They're in sudden death mode, but they've probably been in sudden death mode since the beginning of the competition. The way they played the first half of the competition, they've walked a tightrope all the way to the finals. Had the luxury of being able to rest their players 2 weeks out from the finals, and that was 100% the right decision for them if they were trying to get another premiership success. And I think it rested it up nice. They had a jog in the park yesterday against the Dragons and put 40 points on them. And they're the ones that are battle-hardened, the finals hardened. They know this landscape really well. Up against the Warriors, who had a good first half of the season. The back half has been riddled with injuries and in indifferent form. But they are at home. They will have a big crowd, and you can't take them lightly. I mean, anything can happen in this final series, but of all the teams, obviously the Storm and the Panthers are the one that have been down this road many times before, and experience in finals is such a big factor at this time of year.
I haven't heard an WWOS in here tonight, actually. No Warriors fans. That's all good. Don't worry. I don't know.
They're all at home waiting for the big game.
They're on the other side of the Tasman ready to go.